Hey, there's a shadow wheelie for you. Woo!
Recording.
All right, we're back, and I'm here to talk about something that we hardly ever talk about, and it's going to be a little bit political. So this will probably get some unfollows or unsubscribes. Oh man, I just do this stuff for fun. So here in America, I know we have some international viewers on this channel, so you might find this a little bit entertaining, or it might affect you somewhat. But we have a presidential election going on, and a lot of people are freaking out about it. I'm a little bit concerned. Well, heck, I'm a lot of bit concerned, for that matter. So what we need to do is we need to take a breath and let's talk about it. It's dangerous to do that, and a little bit scary because some people get really emotional, especially on the left. People are like left-leaning, or like pretty radical, or all that stuff. They're pretty hardcore about it. So there we go. That's good enough. But so don't freak out on me. Obviously, I'm not here to tell you who to vote for or not to vote for. But I'm a country boy, and I'm what you would call right-leaning, I guess you would say, or right. I'm a right-winger, I guess. I'm conservative. I'm a registered Republican, and so I'm saying Trump all the way on this. But obviously we have Kamala, and people that are liked what Biden did or is doing. But then there's some people that I'm kind of concerned about, is the people that the Democrats had a primary. And a lot of people voted for him, for their candidate. And they went all the way through that process, all the money and resources spent. And they had a debate with Trump, and Trump mopped the floor with him. And then they put Kamala in there. And that's kind of strange. And of course, as far as the candidate goes, that's who they nominated for it, and so it's a little strange. They've tried to kill Trump. It turns out that there's a third attempt on his life there while he's in the People's Republic of California. So they've tried to convict this guy. They tried to kill him more than once. Hell, they tried to take his money from him. They're doing everything they possibly could have done to try to either keep him from running or living, so they wouldn't have to run against this guy. Now, why would you do something if you're the opposition? Why would you do so much to try to keep somebody out of office? Why would you do that unless you're concerned that you wouldn't win? Even betraying your own people, your voters, and putting another guy in, or gal. That throat's seen a lot of guys, I tell you that right now. Ask Montel. But back to the point. They want it so bad that they're willing to do everything they can to take Trump out of the race and switch their own candidate which they're singing the praises of up until he fell flat on his face. I mean, flat on his face at that debate. And then we have the lawfare that's gone after the people that have supported Trump. So I don't really understand, and I hope people that are on the fence about this have seen this and understand what's happening, because I'm concerned the business I work for is hurting in this economy, and this economy, you know, there's no such thing as free money. And you know, one candidate might say free money for this, that, the other, but all the illegal aliens in this country has been getting dished out money for breaking the law and being here. All the resources being spent by the government, and that has all gone, that's been money injected into this economy, and people have to see that, because that is another form of inflating and devaluing people that actually are mostly law-abiding citizens. That wheelie was AI, by the way. But we pay our taxes, and that money is being squandered. It's being squandered, and it's devaluing our work, our efforts, our labor, what we earned. It's all being devalued. All of us are making the most money that we've ever made. And it's not going as far. So don't be fooled. And, you know, one of the things that people say, you know, that they're trying to make it about is about abortion and this and that. You know, and one of the things I'm hearing them say is, restore Roe, restore Roe. Well, our Supreme Court did overturn Roe versus Wade, which made it to where states had to make the call. Here in Kansas, they did a poorly written piece of legislation that people voted on in a special election. It was poorly defined what it was that they were trying to call abortion, but it was so poorly worded that people they misinterpreted it. And just be straightforward about it. Yay or nay on it. Are there exceptions? And then we vote for it. Well, it's been ratified that it's legal here in Kansas. Well, it was voted on. It's law, and now we have to deal with it. What the feds say doesn't matter because of how the decision was made by the Supreme Court reviewing Roe versus Wade. Done deal. Other places have put other restrictions on it, and I think it's handled how it needs to be handled. Do we need to revisit that? Yes. At some point. But the president, all they would do would be to sign or not sign legislation passed by the House or Senate or both of them. Well, by both of them, by a majority or not by a majority, super majority, etc., etc. So, for the most part, how they feel about it doesn't really matter because it's not gonna make a difference. Hey, there I am. So, regarding all of that, you know, people are worried that the president's going to make a difference on that. Nope. Your House and your Senate's going to make the most difference on that. And your state legislator is going to make a difference on how they approach it. It's one of those things where it's 50-50 unless you're in a really liberal or really conservative area. It's not a bad thing. It's not a good thing. But all the gimmies that are dangled in front of people, it might seem good for a short period of time, but believe me, it's not gonna make a difference, and there's no such thing as free money. You are absolutely going to have to pay for it, just like we're paying for all of the illegals and all of the resources being quote-unquote given to them. And it's terrible because we are going to pay for it in the long run. We're in debt that's insurmountable. Let's see here. Hey, there's a shadow wheelie for you. Woo! Shifted to fourth. Going over the hill. Oh, shadow wheelie. Woo, shadow wheelie. But what I have to say is, you know where I'm biased about how I vote, what I think. I had to hide in a lot of ways, and when I was in college and around certain people, because on the left, it's like a conversation that I had with my friends recently. It's a religion. It's absolutely a religion. It's why, because when you have a conversation with a leftist, it becomes so emotional, and they get angry, and they just shut down, and they can't really give you any good points other than they just believe this or that or the other. And that's not a bad thing. Believe what you want to believe, and you can actually like what you like and not have a reason for it. But when you have someone ask you a question, you ought to at least know why you believe something. I don't know. I kind of like my property values not going up. I kind of like my labor not be devalued. My dollar is worth like 20 something percent. Let's just say somewhere between 20 and 30% less than it was a few years ago. Because they have spent like it's their job to spend. And they make the little tricks in Congress. Well, we were going to secure the border, but the conservatives wouldn't pass this bill. Well, what else went into that bill was spending a shit ton of money on stuff that we didn't need to spend some money on. I'm going to do a wheelie for that kid, but it looks like he is having a rough day. He looks tired. So we'll just skip that. We'll go this way. I don't know. It could be almost tribalism and all that stuff. I understand that. So here's what I would say. I would encourage you to get out and vote. And if you don't like Trump, and Kamala is crap, and you're tribal, just don't vote for her, please. I'd ask you not to vote for her. And you can't bring yourself to vote for Trump because, he's a confident, or some people would say arrogant or something. He's not a racist guy. They'll say racist, sexist, homophobe, xenophobe, all this stuff. He's a hard ass and a jackass. So are so many of us. And it's hard asses and jackasses that built this country. You got to understand that, because softies did not. It was a different time and a different place. But I don't think we need to be spending money on illegals' transition surgeries or prisoners' transition surgeries, or we should not support guys that put a tutu on to be competing against our sisters and daughters and all of those things in sports competitively. It's not right. And they support it like it's tribal, like it should be something that should be done. It's not right, and I hate it. They ought to know better. But again, it's absolutely the earth is flat type mentality. They believe it like it's a religion. So don't get sucked into that, and don't run into me. Driving's hard sometimes. So what's the point here? Get out and vote. Don't let a person that is dead vote. Don't encourage that sort of crap. Let it be free and fair. If you're not a citizen, don't vote. Because if you're a criminal, don't vote. That privilege has been removed from you. And give old Trumpster a chance if you want to. I would encourage you to. So with that being said, I'll just say we'll leave it at that. I hope you're not more confused than you were before. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.